Welcome back to episode 2 of Road to World Series with the Seattle Mariners. In the first episode, we made it to 84 wins, which means we got above 500. I wasn't expecting that, but I'll take it for my first season with the team that's supposed to be rebuilding. Now, in the last episode at the beginning, you would have seen where I put out the thing where it says how many wins I got depends on how much I can spend in the offseason. Since we got between 81 and 90 wins, I am allowed to spend $35 million in the offseason on free agency. I went through the retirees, I went through the process of selecting my 40-man roster, offering salary, arbitration, and tendering contracts. I don't want to consider all that in the same kind of money for free agency because that just makes it go way higher. The money that I want to do for this is just focused on free agency, not people that I have to resign or anything like that. That's in its own thing. So, with that being said, I have $35 million to spend. I have an idea of who I want to give money to and how much. So I'm going to go into it and we're just going to give these players some contracts. First contract I'm going to be giving here is to Jeremy Jeffress. He's going to be my closer. I'm going to give him a player option. It's going to be for 2 years, so it'll take him into his 34-year-old season. He pitched to a 3.47 ERA last year. I think that's perfectly fine. And I know that some of these contracts may not work out. I'm sure there will be teams that probably bid over me on some of these players. So I just wanted to give you an overall reference of who I'm going for. So yeah, I'm going to be giving him $7 million per year. So I'm going to put that up right now. The second contract I'm going to be giving is to Yan Gomes. He'll be my backup catcher to Omar Narvaez. I can't say his name. I suck. So he's going to get $3.5 million. He'll platoon with him for just 1 year. And yeah, third contract I'm going to be doing here is to Chris Davis, the left fielder. He'll be my DH mainly every day. I mean, last year he hit 286 with 46 bombs. I'll take that any day in my lineup. He's going to be an everyday guy. I'm not going to give him an option because he seems to already be perfectly interested. Payout structure is normal. 2 years, $7 million a year. So yeah, I have one more contract that I want to give out. Final contract that I'm going to be giving out to is to Madison Bumgarner. He'll probably be our number 1 or number 2 pitcher. He's always been a very consistently good pitcher. I mean, he had that time where he was like on the DL for like half a year because of like an accident. But for this, he seems to go back to his ace status with a 3.26 ERA. I'm going to be giving him $16.5 million a year over 4 years. I'm going to give him a player option for that last year. And yeah, so with that being said, if everyone accepts the contract, the total amount will be $34 million. So if everything goes through, I will have $1 million to spare. Don't think I'm going to spend it. But let's just see if everyone accepts their contracts or not and go from there. Alright, so our first signing is to Jeremy Jeffress. He accepts the 2-year, $14 million deal. Madison Bumgarner comes to the Mariners for a 4-year, $66 million a year. So while going into the coaching staff, because one of the coaches declined my offer, I found out that Chris Davis did sign with us, but because of like overalls or whatever, it didn't show that he signed with us, but he did sign with us, so that's 3 successful signings. But when it comes to coaches, what I want to do is anywhere from 70 or below wins, I'm going to only be able to sign C-ranked coaches or managers. From 71 to 90 wins, I'll show you here. I'll only be able to sign B rank or B grade people. Like everyone, this one was already here, so I'm not going to count that, but from 71 to 90 wins, I'll only be able to personally sign B grade people. Like my hitting coach wasn't signing, so I went for this one. And anywhere from 91 and above, I'll be able to personally sign A grade people. So I just wanted to put that out there. Alright, so it looks like we signed Yan Gomes, but it didn't show because of how low his overall is. They like to show like the big A potential and like 85 or above people, so it didn't show Yan Gomes, but we did get him. Now I'm going to see if I can potentially trade off Jay Bruce for something. I don't know if I'll be able to get anything big for him, but he's only good against righties, and since I now have Chris Davis DHing, I don't know if I really have a use for Jay Bruce. So I'm going to go see if I can trade him for something. If it's anything of importance, I'll show you, but if it's just for like some lower prospects or whatever, I'll just skip to the beginning of the season. So if anything happens, you'll see the Jay Bruce trade, and if not, I'll see you guys at the beginning of the season. Okay, so while I was simming through the offseason, the Pirates wanted to trade over Felipe Vasquez, their closer, and Gregory Polanco, who's pretty decent on his own right, 266, 20 homers, only played 132 games though, for Mitch Haniger, who did alright in his own respect with 155 games played, 262, 22 homers. I love Mitch Haniger as a player, but I can't say no to a guy who is younger and could just be as good as him in the outfield and a closing pitcher with a 91 overall. I can't say no to this. So sorry, Mitch. Had they never even offered this, I would have never even thought of trading you. But I gotta accept this trade. Alright, so we're here at the beginning of our second season with the Seattle Mariners. We're first going to take a look at the team, the lineups, and the rotation. And then we're going to go over to draft day. Alright, so this is how my lineup's going to look. We're going to go Mallex Smith, Shed Long, Chris Davis, Gregory Polanco, Jesus Aguilar, Domingo Santana, Kyle Seager, Omar Narvaez, and Tim Beckham batting ninth. On the bench, we called up Kyle Lewis to play the outfield backup. J.P. Crawford's going to be able to play short, second, and third backup. Ryan Healy can play first and third, and Yan Gomes will be our backup catcher. In the pitching rotation, we have Mad Bum, Yusei Kikuchi, Mike Leake, Steven Matz, and we re-signed Felix Hernandez for one more year. In the bullpen, we have Ronnie Elias being the long reliever, Cody Guerin, Hunter Strickland, Taylor Rogers, and Dan Altavilla in the middle relief. The setup, we have Jeremy Jeffress, and our closer will be the newly acquired Felipe Vasquez. With that being said, I'll see you guys at draft day, and we'll take a look at how everything's going there. Alright, we've made it to the draft. We are the 18th pick. For my first pick, the guy doesn't have the highest accuracy in scouting, but if his numbers are anywhere close to what they represent here on the screen, I have to go with the right fielder, Matt Frederick. In the second round, I'm going to be taking the center fielder, Brandon Isaacs. In the third round, I'm going to be taking the lefty reliever, Austin Mansfield. In the fourth round, with the accuracy very low, I'm going to take a wild chance on the starting pitcher, Rob Fay. In our fifth round, I'm going to be taking William Yu. And in our final round, I'm going to take another big chance on the relief pitcher, Michael Song. Now that the draft is over, we're going to quickly take a look at the standings, and then we're going to go see how our draft picks were. In the East, the Yankees are again above the Red Sox, this time 4.5 games. The Central, the Twins are in the lead again. In the West, our Mariners are holding a commanding 4.5 game lead with 7 less losses and 2 more wins than the Athletics. For the wild card, the Red Sox and Athletics and the Blue Jays are all tied. In the East, it's the Mets and Phillies up there at the top. In the Central, it's the Cubs and everyone else is under 500. And in the West, the Giants are leading, with the Phillies and Braves leading the wild card. Alright, so our draft picks are looking iffy. We got a B potential, we got 4 C potentials, and a D potential. Although I will say, Matt Frederick looking really good offensively and with the speed. If he could build up that fielding, he'll be an elite player. Although right now he's looking more of a DH. Brandon Isaacs got the speed. Austin Mansfield looks like a pretty decent reliever if he can build everything up. Rob Fay looking alright. William Hughes got that power versus righties, but everything else is looking average. And Michael Song, nothing much there. So I'm going to sign everybody up, and I'm going to meet you guys at the trade deadline, or if there's any trade that I feel like I can make before that time, I'll show you that. So with that being said, I'll see you guys there. Alright, we've made it to the trade deadline. No trades have come up. Let's take a quick look at the standings once again. The Yankees are still in first, with the Twins and Mariners still in first in their respective divisions. Red Sox and Blue Jays leading the pack in the wild card, with the Athletics, Rays, and Indians right on their tail. In the East, the Phillies have taken over, with the Mets right behind them. Central, we got the Cubs, with the Pirates finally getting over 500. In the West, the Dodgers have taken over the Giants, with the Rockies also taking over the Giants, with the Giants now 6.5 back. In the wild card, the Mets and Rockies lead, with the Giants, Pirates, Nationals, and Braves all within 5.5 back. Taking a look at how our players are doing, Mallex Smith hitting 285. Shed Long 225. I might move him down in the lineup to give him a little bit more of a chance to not be a big producer. Chris Davis 257, 31 bombs. Gregory Polanco's hitting over 300 with 18 bombs. Jesus Aguilar's straight 250. Domingo Santana's 263 with 15 homers. Kyle Seager's doing really good with 299 average. Omar Narvaez is hitting over 300. And Tim Beckham's starting to probably decline a little bit with that D potential. It looks like it's been raising, but it probably will start declining. Kyle Lewis, rookie, not expecting much. JP Crawford, 256, I'll take it. Ryan Healy's doing fine. Yan Gomes is doing not as good as I was hoping for a backup catcher, but I'll take it. In the rotation, Mad Bum is being the ace that I always needed him to be. Yusei Kikuchi's doing absolutely phenomenal. Mike Leake has something to be desired, but a 4 ERA is fine. Steven Matz is pitching out of his mind, 3.1, and Felix Hernandez is probably starting to really decrease right now. Elias is doing alright for a long reliever. Guerin's doing fine. Strickland's doing better than I've seen him do. Taylor Rogers is doing fine. Altavilla, alright. Jeffress is doing perfectly fine as a setup. And Felipe Vasquez with a .95 ERA. How many saves does he have? 31 saves so far with a .95 ERA. That's absolutely phenomenal. I was expecting more of like the 2 ERA from him. I'll definitely take an under 1. So I guess with that being said, let's sim up to the end of the year and see how far we can make it into the playoffs. Hopefully we do make it into the playoffs with the record we have. Alright, the Mariners have won 97 games and we won the division. In the wild card, it's the Blue Jays and the Red Sox, with the Yankees winning their division. Cleveland coming back against the Twins to win their division. Cubs and Dodgers win their division, with the Phillies winning the East. And it's the Rockies versus the Mets in the wild card for the National League. Nothing big for the Mariners in the type of leaders. Mad Bum led in complete games and innings pitch. But that's basically about it for the Mariners. If you haven't watched my Red Sox Road to World Series, how I like to go about the postseason is, unless my team's back is against the wall, like we're on an elimination game, I will probably just sim through it without doing like that thing where I control how the simulation works. So unless my team is in an elimination game, I will probably just sim through everything as it is. The first round, we're going against Cleveland. We win game 1 5-0. We lose 0-9 in the second. And now we're down 1-2. So now I will probably sim through these 2 games with the quick manage. Game 4 here, we're going against Corey Kluber. It's going to be a tough game, but we have Steven Matz on the mound. He pitched to a 3.26 ERA. Everyone's all healthy and good. I'm going to move Shed down in the lineup with Domingo Santana. Get him up there. He's doing pretty fine this postseason so far. All right, here we go. Mallex Smith flies out. We got an easy 1-2-3 inning for them. Zimmer gets on. Jose Ramirez walks. We throw the runner out at home, and he flies out to end the inning. Another easy 1-2-3 inning for Corey Kluber. Santana gets on base, and Tyler Flowers hits a 2-run home run. Kipnis makes it to second on a single and stolen base, but another easy out there. Corey Kluber's just making us look like chum. Smith finally gets on. We're going to steal second with him. Chris Davis singles him in, and it's a double play. It's now 2-1 in the fourth. Mats gets out of the fourth. Jesus Aguilar singles, and Kyle Seager grounds into a double play. Steven Matz getting close to the point where I want to take him out. It's 3-1 now in the sixth. Kluber gets us out easily. I'm going to take him out. I'm going to bring in Cody Guerin. And Guerin gets an easy 1-2-3 inning. Chris Davis gets on. Gregory Polanco strikes out. And so does Jesus Aguilar. I'm going to stretch him a little bit for a second inning. Perfectly fine. Kluber gets us on another 1-2-3 inning. Bring in Hunter Strickland. Gets the side out of it. All right, we're down 3-1 in the top of the ninth. Corey Kluber still out there. Nope. Okay, never mind. I didn't press the button. Brad Hands in. 1 out. 2 outs. And that's it. The Mariners have been eliminated in the ALDS against the Indians. We lose the series and the game by 3-1. In the end, the Yankees win the World Series 4-2 over the Colorado Rockies. Although I will say, we didn't win the World Series this year. It was definitely an improvement. And since we won 99 games, I now have an extra $5 million to spend next offseason. So now I have $40 million. I'll be looking forward to that. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, consider subscribing, consider leaving a like, and always give me a comment on who you want me to do next. I always look for people's opinions just to see like what you guys are into, what you guys like. If there's anything you want me to change about this series, like the money spending or whatever it may be, just let me know. But with that being said, I'll see you guys in episode 3 where we try to win in our 3rd season with the Seattle Mariners. And I'll see you guys in the next one.